Well, we are learning more about how New York City is preparing to deal with this attack. They are not taking it lightly. The wording is ominous, but not much else is clear, at least not yet. Former NYPD Deputy Commissioner John Miller, who now serves as the Commissioner of Intelligence in New York, he says they are still looking to find out where this threat came from. They don't even know who the Guardians of Peace are, and they also don't know if they're talking about a physical threat at the theaters or just a cyber attack. New Yorkers will see heavily armed cops when the movie opens, and all of this over a comedy. Sony Pictures is telling theaters that they showing the film that it is okay if they cancel showing the movie.
According to the Dalai Lama, he is going out on a high note. The exiled Tibetan spiritual leader worries that he may be the last Dalai Lama to exist. After being pushed out of Tibet in 1959 by Chinese officials, he has resided in India. The Dalai Lama says his role no longer includes political responsibilities of Tibet, and the future of the Dalai Lama institution will be up to the Tibetan people. Chinese government officials have said in the past they will choose the next Dalai Lama. Extinction may be in the near future for the northern white rhino. A 45-year-old rhino passed away this week at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. It is believed that only 5 of these animals are still alive. These rhinos are a specific type that have been poached right out of existence. Some wildlife experts are calling the rhino horn more lucrative than drugs. Due to an extensive new technology, poachers are using helicopters, night vision goggles, and other advanced equipment to hunt down precious rhino horns. Passengers feared for their lives after an American Airlines flight made an emergency landing in Tokyo. A flight traveling from South Korea to Texas experienced some major turbulence mid-flight. Passengers say food and other objects were being tossed around the cabin while the plane shook. A flight attendant was reportedly even thrown into the ceiling. Although no life-threatening injuries occurred, 5 people were sent to the hospital.
While the rest of you are wrapping up holiday gifts, the 113th Congress is wrapping up its final orders of business. The Senate spent its final hours okaying a string of nominations. Because a change in Senate rules only required a Senate majority, some controversial picks got an unexpected nod. They included the president's choices for Surgeon General and Immigration Chief, but it didn't happen without a little drama, though. Liberal Democrat Elizabeth Warren and conservative Ted Cruz did their best to whip their supporters into a frenzy, objecting the big spending bill to keep the government running. But in the process, they kept the Senate working past the weekend, and they gave Democrats time to vote on a batch of high-level nominations that had been held up. A last hurrah for the Senate Democrats who lose their majority to the Republicans with the end of this congressional session. The last time it happened was 2005, and it's happening again. The 114th Congress is highlighted by Republican majorities in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. They take office right after New Year's, and you can bet that they are already working on their New Year's resolutions. Incoming Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the controversial Keystone Pipeline is the first item on his agenda in the new year. The first order of business when the first gavel drops in the Senate next month. And remember, the Keystone Pipeline bill passed in the House, but it narrowly died in the Senate just last month. The odds that it will pass will be much better when this Congress reopens. Two things that go together often. They are headaches and an interview. But this isn't any ordinary interview. It is the interview. It's a comedy and it's a movie starring Seth Rogen and James Franco. It's about a plot to kill Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea.
Mr. Rappaport, I'm Agent Lacey with Central Intelligence. You two are going to be in a room alone with Kim, and the CIA would love it if you could take him out. Take him out.
For coffee? Dinner? For kimchi?
No, take him out.
Again, this movie is a comedy, but some people aren't taking it very lightly. Enter The Headache to match The Interview. Sony Pictures' The Interview is making headlines even before its release. Hackers calling themselves Guardians of Peace targeted Sony for weeks, and now they are threatening 9/11-style violence when The Interview hits theaters. Rogen and Franco have canceled all media appearances, and Thursday night's Manhattan premiere has been called off.